Dino and his team experienced disappointment upon reaching the 61st level of the Labyrinth. Did anyone else notice the sudden disappearance of enemies? What was that intense assault we just witnessed? Considering it's the 61st level, there should be numerous undead spirits emerging, right? True, there doesn't appear to be any lower level monsters around. Is this some sort of fear tactic? Ruling the hierarchy seems pointless then. Well, maybe they went to intercept Daggerul. Intercepting with how many monsters in tow? Well, it's got to be at least 1 million, right? Adalman could pull it off, perhaps, using dead spirit summoning. Using the monsters left unattended in the labyrinth as an army. Isn't that a questionable move, to be honest? I wouldn't call it cheating. It's an unconventional idea, one I hadn't considered. Don't complain to me, take it up with Ramiris. The group proceeded towards the monster-infested level, reaching the 71st floor. Zegion is here, huh? Dino grumbled with evident displeasure. Given the swarm of bugs present, it was inconceivable that Zegion, the Bug King, would be missing. Deep down, Dino felt a sense of despair, recognizing that he had indeed lost the game. Alright, as planned, give it your best shot. Yeah, I'll do my best. As planned, Vega began infiltrating the labyrinth, dividing his cells into demonic bacteria and covering the inner walls. Though Dino wanted to unleash evil dragon spawn first, it seemed Vega couldn't handle that and other powers simultaneously due to energy constraints. Well, let's hunt bugs and feed them to Vega. Agreed. I'm on board. No objections. The team protected Vega while hunting insects, establishing a temporary base. On the small room of 71st floor, Vega, well-versed in Zazen meditation, unleashed his evil dragon king Dahaka with a newfound goal. Thinking he could only control organic matter, Vega inadvertently released all his powers, biting into the labyrinth. Surprisingly, the evil dragon king Dahaka began absorbing energy from the labyrinth itself, integrating with nature, and enabling infinite regeneration. Feeling invincible with an endless energy supply, Vega pondered on either stripping the labyrinth's power or destroying it by siphoning energy. Despite Feldway being a viable option, Vega insisted on personally controlling the labyrinth to prevent enemy escape. Dreaming of the victorious moment, Vega accelerated his labyrinth invasion, spurred by the desire to surpass its formidable powers. Dino and his companions launched an assault on the labyrinth, with Vega serving as their starting point. To be honest, they held little hope for Vega's plan to succeed. One major obstacle was Zegion, whom Dino was reluctant to confront, and Dino had no inclination to attack the labyrinth. Trapped under Feldway's control, he lacked the motivation to break free. Additionally, a promise with Ramiris restrained him from taking any impulsive actions. Regardless of whether Vega conquered the labyrinth or not, it held little consequence for Dino. The same sentiment applied to Pico and Gracia. Mai, on the other hand, seemed to be the only one not entirely loyal to Feldway, though Dino couldn't be certain of her intentions. Despite relying on intuition, Dino was confident in its accuracy. Either way, escaping seemed impossible. I hope my complaining can be forgiven, but I have no choice but to relinquish control and follow Vega's lead. He really gets on my nerves. Who does he think he is? Indeed, he acts like a big shot and gives me orders. Frankly, I don't appreciate it. Why do you follow him, Dino? I have no choice. Feldway has us in his grasp. Can't you break free from his control? If it were possible, I would have done it by now, don't you think? I know, Vega is a pain, but Feldway is unforgivable. With Pico and Gracia possessing the angelic ultimate skill, escaping absolute domination seemed impossible. The situation would be different if a solution existed, but currently none presented itself. And your power isn't angelic, so you're not obligated to obey Feldway, right? I also received alternative from Michael Sama. You can resist with your willpower, but when you receive an order, it feels like you have to obey. It's all in your mind. Although Dino wasn't one to exert much effort himself, he excelled at motivating others. This time, Mai became the target. That's right, Mai. You can save us. Yes, Mai. Let's escape without taking orders from those tyrants. Mai, unaccustomed to facing such a challenge, found herself bewildered by the flattery from the three individuals. I desired to reunite with my dear brother, yet the dimensional barrier made it an insurmountable obstacle. Mai had abandoned hope before the confrontation, asserting that escape was an unattainable feat. Have more confidence. Instantaneous movement is an incredible power. If I'm not up to par, I won't be able to beat you. Exactly. Mai, if you want, you can blast Feldway away, somewhere far enough that he can't control us. We're counting on you. Strangely, Mai found comfort in this request, a feeling foreign to her when under control. Fufu, of course it's impossible. Despite her modesty, a positive shift occurred in Mai's heart. While bonding with Mai, Dino's group spent their time dealing with the Labyrinth's challenges. Then, a cheerful voice echoed through the room. "Oh, ho ho, Dino-chan, I'm going to make you regret your last betrayal against me." It was Ramiris, reveling in her laughter as her malevolent intentions closed in on Dino's group. The hierarchy undergoes a transformation accompanied by Ramiris echoing high-pitched laughter in the room. Beretta, Zegion, Pico, Kumara, and Ranga materialize, the 5 warriors tasked with intercepting Dino and his companions. "I knew you'd be here." Dino gazes up at Zegion, eager to escape the situation swiftly. However, Ramiris is determined to prevent their departure. Once Vega and Dino distance themselves from Ramiris, she initiates the operation. Specifically, Dino's group is considered a bonus, with Mai being the primary target. The plan aims to isolate Vega and eliminate him while Mai is confined within the labyrinth. Even if the latter proves unattainable, ensuring Vega's escape through isolation alone is imperative. Ramiris appears before Dino, who surveys the scene with disdain. It's an intricately replicated 3-dimensional hologram, prompting Dino to blink in surprise. "You used the golem to mess with us earlier, didn't you? Can a righteous demon lord do such a thing?" "What are you talking about? It's just a brief greeting. Now's the time for payback." "Come on, Ramiris-san. We're on the same side, aren't we? I prepared 5 opponents since you had 5, but I have 1 person left. So, I'll have you face off against Beretta and Zegion." "You must be joking, you There's no way I can win." "Hey, if I'm dealing with 2, can I bring in another?" "No, you can't." "Not a bad idea. Consider it." "So, who's left for the rest of them?" Unbeknownst to them, Pico readied for a rematch with Kumara, Gracia was set to fight Ranga, and Mai was paired with Pico. Ignoring Dino, the story seemed to be quietly wrapping up. Sensing the impending conclusion, Dino, realizing the unfavorable situation, hastily formulated a plan. "Wait, how about this? A point-scoring game. Let's fight 1 by 1 and determine the winner. What do you say?" This proposal was a gamble. Engaging in combat at this point would likely lead to defeat for Dino and his team. Aware of this, Dino was desperate, believing they wouldn't last more than a few minutes against the opponents. Handling Beretta alone was feasible, but with Zegion, it seemed like a dead end. Asking Mai to escape would leave Vega vulnerable to demise, likely purged by Feldway. In the absence of alternatives, Dino aimed to take a chance for survival. Hoping for acceptance, he awaited Ramiris' reply as if praying. However, the proposal appeared too convenient for Dino and his friends. Just as Dino was about to abandon hope. Okay, it's convenient for me too. Hey, Ramiris-sama." Ramiris' video became chaotic, then returned to normal. "Oops, that was nothing. Don't worry about it. The proposal is accepted." While the exchange seemed somewhat suspicious, Dino let it slide. Perhaps Ramiris wanted to buy some time, but it works for me. Regardless of the reason, it was preferable to facing imminent death. Dino listened to Ramiris and Benimaru's conversation and felt relieved that his suggestion was approved. "So, let's start with Kumara-chan." The intricacies of Ramiris' intentions were not further explored. The battle was on the verge of commencing, taking the form of a spectacle. I'd like to give a big shout out to my top Patreon supporters, Cheesebean, Kevin Matthew, Davon, Corrido, Jason Torres, and Edward Balestreen. I also want to acknowledge our top commenter of the week. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll be back with more content soon, so make sure to hit that subscribe button.